housing market is getting worse and worse, and we're starting to see prices drop. We're starting to see houses on the market for longer, and we're also seeing individuals finally say,
this insurance issue, it's a problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems.
A lot of people are now coming to that realization after they filed a claim with their insurance company. This includes California, the fires. We're talking about hurricanes that happened in Florida. We're talking about water damage and wind damage up the entire coast, East Coast, and in Midwest in some areas. We're talking about any place that had natural disasters. These homeowners are over it. And we're gonna go over a video where you see just how bad this insurance thing is. We've talked about it on this channel over and over and over, so there's no secrets here. But this lets you see what's going on in the real world when it comes to this property insurance and owning a home in these certain states. I know some of you guys don't believe this stuff is real, but we're gonna look at it. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, I have a newsletter. It's free. How can you beat free? You can't. But also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I've been a lender for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description, guys.
Well, after years of paying for sky-high insurance rates, you would think after storm season we just had, your insurance company would come through for you. Well, today I am breaking down new data that shows despite the damage that so many homeowners still have all of these months later, the claims on how many have been denied and why.
Don't judge, it kind of all got thrown in here because, but you can see like straight through.
There's more to see in this story.
You can see there's water still coming in right there.
Than just the light coming through Liz Ann's damaged shed.
You can see two sides are bowing apart.
What you can't see.
And you paid extra to make sure that this was covered.
I mean, what a surprise. An insurance company not wanting to pay claims?
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
That's just so surprising that an insurance company doesn't want to pay the claims of a hurricane that came through your city and everybody else is putting in the same claims. And all of these insurance companies are like, well, we're gonna have to do some research. We're gonna have to figure out exactly what happened. We have no idea what happened. I mean, I know 1,000 other people are putting in the same claims, showing us that we had a hurricane. Oh, by the way, we alerted everybody that the hurricane was coming, but we don't really know why all these claims are coming through.
I need that money.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
So these insurance companies are denying claims. It's not a big surprise. These guys will do this over and over and over and over again.
One more time, baby.
How many times have I said to you guys that these insurance companies will be like, is this wind? Was this water? Was this flood? They're gonna try to maneuver, mix around, and say what you didn't have is what actually happened. Yeah, you didn't have flood. You didn't have flood coverage. That's what happened. A flood.
Oh! Oh, beautiful!
Oh, you didn't have wind coverage? Oh, it was the wind. Oh, you did have water damage coverage? Water damage. Sorry. That's what these insurance companies do. But, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's just hear what she has to say.
Is everything the single mom did before Hurricane Milton to keep her Seminole Heights home protected.
I did everything that I possibly could to be a good homeowner.
She took out all the trees on her property that could come crashing down and even paid more on her insurance premium to make sure her shed and fence were covered.
I upped my insurance specifically to cover these items.
Still, despite that,
They're denying my claim saying it's under deductible.
she's not getting a dime from her insurance company.
So it's like you're paying for this insurance for what purpose?
It's funny because I can see the document. It says right here, the hurricane deductible is $3,774.
That don't make no sense.
So they're saying that it's under that, the damage. I can see the light coming through the shed. There's a big hole in there. The roof looks like it was lifted off and dropped back on it. You're telling me, roofers, you're in the comment section. Let me know if this is $3,700 less. Would you fix this entire roof for less than $3,700? My other repair guys, you're telling me you would fix all of the studs, everything in there for less than $3,700? That's what the insurance company is saying.
You've been bamboozled.
Because your damages are less than the deductible. Less than $3,700. We all know how expensive wood is. We all know how expensive labor is. And you're telling me this is less than $3,700. That's comical. It's a joke. I would ball that up. and you know what I would do with it. It's garbage. That makes zero sense.
It's trash.
Let's finish it up and let's hear what she has to say. Maybe there's something in here that I don't know of. Probably not, but let's see. Let's go ahead and flush it out before we add in more commentary.
According to state insurance data in Hurricane Milton, which was a wind, not a flood event, nearly 50% of all claims closed were closed without payment, simply denied. And 40% of those were closed without payment because the claims came in below the deductible. Broken down even further, Citizens, which is Liz's insurer, shows combining all three storms of the claims closed, nearly half, 49%, were closed without payment, denied again. And 35% of those denials were because, again, the damage came below the deductible. This was something Liz tried to avoid.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. We all know, I've done stories on this previously before, guys. So this isn't a surprise that the insurance companies come back and they always do this. It's lower than the deductible. It's lower than the deductible. It's lower than the deductible. And a lot of times the reason why it's lower than the deductible is because they have adjusters. Are you listening to me? Adjusters go out and give these low ball numbers.
Wait, what?
That's right. They're giving lowball numbers. They're coming in going,
I mean, this looks like $2,000 worth of damage and the roof's off. Oh man, you got a big hole in the wall, the foundation is shifted, everything's kind of moved around. $1,000.
They're saying that a whole entire foundation moving, the whole structure isn't livable. A hurricane. Did you hear what I said? A hurricane came through and they're telling you it's only $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 worth of damage.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Where? Where can you get an entire foundation, a roof repaired or entirely fixed for $5,000 to $6,000? Where can you get that? Someone put in the comment section where they're doing that at. Because I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone other than Tony around the corner who fixes everything, but doesn't fix it good. He would do it for $5,000. I mean, your roof would still fall through. The water would still be coming through. He doesn't offer a warranty. He does not offer a warranty. Never. That's the only way we can get this done. For that cheaply. You heard the lady say she's not getting a dime. She also said, I actually paid extra for this. I knew that something like this was going to happen and I paid extra, and they're still denying it because we know that with all of these hurricanes, again, you have an insolvent insurance company. It doesn't want to pay out, and it cannot pay out all of the claims that have come from the hurricanes.
It's really unfair. It's really unfair.
Again, what is the chance that another hurricane is coming through? What are the chances that all of these people, these 49%, 41% of individuals getting denied, what makes you think that they have the money? They don't. So what are you starting to see? Individuals put up just a lot. Or, hey, you can take over the home with the damage. We're just selling it as is at a discount. Inventory in Florida in itself has went up. It has went up, guys. You don't believe me? Well, look at this. Homes are piling up in the market in Florida. There are two big reasons why. Unaffordability, insurance, property taxes. We can go on and on and on. More than two. This is what I'm saying, guys. People are putting the houses back on the market and they're not even fixing them because they don't have the money to fix them. And they did have insurance. That's what I'm saying. They did have insurance. It's just that they're getting denied. They have to come up with the money themselves, even after they paid these ridiculous premiums.
It's an evil world we live in.
I specifically didn't want one that high because God forbid.
Her deductible is only $3,700.
What would you say to Citizens?
That they need to be realistic and pay the claims. Like, no one is out here with a hole in their roof, with a tree still in it, trying to scam you.
I think that's where people feel like insurance is set up as a scam. Here's Citizens Property Insurance.
Typically, hurricane deductibles run 2%, 5%, or 10% of what the home's coverage value would be to replace.
See, 2, 5, 10% of the value, their value of the home, right? And sometimes what you will get, guys, and let's just do a little education here. Sometimes what you'll get is insurance companies will try to throw this on you. They'll try to come to you and say, hey, the deductible is 2, 5, 10, and they're different for each event. So it may be 5% for flood. It may be for water, 20%, or 4 or 5 or whatever it may be. But each event normally has a percentage for a deductible. I say no way to that.
Oh, hell no.
So this same situation happened to me on one of my properties, right? On one of my properties, on an apartment building. And when I was looking for insurance, the previous owner had insurance that paid the same thing. It was 15% all the way around. So they had to come up with 15% if there was wind damage, water damage, flood damage, of whatever the value of the property is. Why would I ever do that? I said, I'm not going with you. So what did I do? I went to go look for insurance that gave me a flat rate when it came to deductibles, a $2,500, $5,000 deductible. Now, that makes a big difference, guys. Think about this, a big difference. If you're buying multi-million-dollar apartment complexes, or even if you buy a $300,000, $400,000 home, 10%, $30,000, $40,000 you have to come up with to replace a roof? A lot of you would say, I'm paying for the roof by myself. Ding, ding, ding. That's what the insurance company wants.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
I went and found someone who gave me a flat rate. That would have been $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is. It's going to be a flat rate. I'm not playing the percentage game.
I say
That.
I'm finance guy. I'm not playing the percentage game, and you shouldn't either. Because you're already paying a high deductible, and then you want me to actually come up and really pay for all the repairs myself? $30,000 to $40,000 on a $300,000 to $400,000 property. Make it make sense. Then as properties go up, so does your deductible. This is the reason why reading is so important, because a lot of you guys will literally sign on these percentages. Now, every state is different. I know someone's going to come here and say, Orlando, I don't have that option. And that may be the case. But the point is that you tried. A lot of people are signing themselves away, putting themselves in a bad situation just with the contract that you're getting. A 10 to 15% deductible is insane to me. It's insane. Get a flat rate, because at the end of the day, the numbers just don't make sense. 30 to 40,000 that you have to come up with to replace a roof when your deductible should have been $2,500, 37, whatever it would have been. That's what it needs to be, a flat rate, no percentages, if you can avoid it. Now, I know someone's going to say, Orlando, well, I get it, but do the research.
Write it down and keep it for future reference.
10% on a $300,000 home is $30,000. Who has that kind of cash kind of laying around if a storm hit?
We urge our policyholders to speak to their insurance agent, kind of walk through their own situation. Some people are in the financial position where a 10% hurricane deductible makes sense for them. They get lower monthly premiums, but they will have to come up with more cash up front should a big storm hit.
But why is it even set up this way?
Let's not mince words. Most people can't come up with 10%. Come on. Most people cannot come up with 10%. It was already a hard time. It was already a hard time for people to buy a home. Now you want them to come up with 10%? Again, most people are buying homes at a 3% down payment. And you're telling me that you think people have 10%. Most people don't have 10%, man. They don't. And I need you to understand this too. You probably don't have 10%. So why would you put yourself in a situation where you're going to pay these premiums, and then at the end of the day, the premium that you're paying, it just goes to waste. It goes to waste. And the company is going to say at the very end, it was under the deductible.
Sensational.
So what do you think that insurance company is going to do?
Well, Their deductible is $40,000, and we already lowball people when it comes to the repairs. So we're gonna make sure that it's underneath $40,000.
Sounds like a scam, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, it sounds like some insurance, a Gambino family or mob or somebody would give you that's shady. Again, this is the reason why I think it's super important to keep up on things. Because if you would have known, would you have still got Citizens Insurance if you know they're insolvent? Would you still go with Citizens Insurance or any state fund insurance? California. If you knew they were never going to ever pay your claim?
Shut up and take my money.
The statute actually mandates that there be a hurricane deductible of some kind.
We asked the state's insurance commissioner.
Legislature could certainly make moves to address that. It would just be important that they understand that if they pay a lower deductible, they're likely going to be paying a higher premium.
Simply the price of paradise in Florida, he says, though it's a cost so many have paid.
No, I'm not gonna cry. It's fine.
Still waiting to see if insurance comes through for them.
You expect insurance to come through for you after a storm.
Right. I mean, I did everything right. I did everything I'm supposed to do. Where's their part?
So for many of these homeowners, they now feel helpless, either living with this damage or having to pay for it out of pocket.
See, at the end of the day, I think the importance of this video is to understand that these companies aren't loyal, that these insurance companies will do whatever they have to do to not pay the claims. They're gonna play the shuffle game. They're gonna try to play the game of, oh, it was this, it was this. It wasn't this, it was this. They're gonna play that game with you.
Hello, do you want to play a game?
But I need you as a consumer, when you go in and you sign on the dotted line, to make sure you read. Make sure you read what you sign. Now, does that mean that the insurance company is guaranteed to make a payment? No, but you need to protect yourself. You don't need to sign these 10, 20, 15% contracts. You don't need, just because you think you're gonna get a lower payment. Again, did you hear it's the price of living in paradise? Is it? This is expensive. You guys have no state tax, but then you're paying insurance prices that are through the roof, property taxes, the houses themselves. You're fighting a battle with sellers right now who don't want to sell what the market is.
Oh, come on!
People say that to me all the time. I mean, I just want to move down there. The weather's just so nice. I mean, it's no state tax. Have you even looked at the housing? I mean, when I get down there, I will. Sir, you need to look at that today before you make that trip down there.
Fact.
And I know a lot of these politicians and, your governor is going to tell you, oh, we're making laws to protect you. He even said, I did a video on it where he said, we're going to drop the prices. And then it came out that the prices actually went up. Go figure. Who would have called that? Interesting. But like I said, make sure at the end of the day, you read, you stay up on top of the stuff, you do your research, you do everything that you can to make sure that you're informed so that you won't get caught up in a scenario where you can actually fight and say, look, I read it, I knew exactly what this is, I know what the deductible is, I know exactly how much this stuff costs to get fixed. Make sure you do the research before you sign on the dotted line, because I can tell you what, these insurance companies, if they have the opportunity, will take advantage of you guys. But as always, if you like content like this, please, guys, join my Patreon. We talk about all types of good stuff over there, go into detail on some things. I put exclusive content over there. So a lot of things, some of the things you see over here, you will not see on the Patreon. Again, exclusive content over there. Anyway, we all know you won't get all of your information off of this one video. I need you to watch this video over here. Yes, watch this video right here. It will get you information on the housing market, financial news, get you into your first rental property. And I can promise you, information you will get from it, it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.